Okay, we're going to get a little bit more into depth with panels within the Illustrator workspace at this point. Now, by panels, I'm referring to these specific items over here in this little floating panels work bar. These panels give you access to many tools, and the trick to being able to use them most powerfully is to be able to know where they are and how to manipulate them, because there's a certain amount of flexibility within the interface that allows you to have direct control over how your workspace works and functions. So when we're working with the panels, what I want you to do is go over and take a look here on the right. You see all these little buttons that you can press to have certain behaviors. As I recorded in a previous video, you can press on the button and watch the panel pop out, and you see different tools that are available to you within that panel, or different functions, excuse me. But what we also have here is that we have tabs. You'll see that while we have a color panel, we also have a color guide panel that we can see by clicking the tab. Right here is the icon for the color guide. So you can press either of the buttons to get the same panels. It's just how do you like to use the tool, and you will cultivate this over time as you use it. So up here in the application bar, we see this Essentials option. This is an interesting little feature that is new to me, but what it does is it allows you to sort of use automation to set up a workspace that's appropriate for whatever work you're trying to do, whether you're working for print or if you're in a typing in a review mode. It's going to bring up those tools that are most essential to you. So by clicking on the arrow, we can see that, for example, you can deal with layout, painting, printing and proofing, typography, web, or what have you. But in this instance, what we want to do is just basically say, can you please reset the essentials? And what that does is it pops your workspace back to its default state so that everything's kind of cleaned up and put away. So let's do this. For example, I'm going to knock on this this option right here, the transparency button, and let's say I want to pull this toolbar out or this tab out. Notice that I can actually drag these tools out and float them around the workspace. Brushes, swatches, symbols, etc. I might have this one over here, and maybe I'll take my symbols and bring them over here, and I'm rocking and rolling, doing my work, what have you, and I decide, oh no, I'm tired of this. I need to clean this thing up. What I would do is go up to my Essentials toolbar, and I would just say Reset Essentials, and what it does is it cleans everything up. And I apologize, as I said, my screen recorder is not working correctly. I need to drag my toolbar back into the screen for you, but it did knock it all the way over to the right where we started out when we opened up the application in its virgin state. Okay, so going back into the panel toolbar, what I want to show you is that the panels themselves have a certain amount of flexibility that you might not know about until you go in and play with them. You see this little gripper bar, they call it in the textbook. This allows you to expand and shrink the size of your panels. So you may be using a lot of colors, or for example, you may have a lot of brushes that you want available to you. You want to see them all. You can drag this down by pulling on the gripper bar. You can make this palette, or panel, to a more appropriate size so you can use this. I've actually used this feature quite a bit in InDesign, because in the past I've produced the MJC College Catalog, and I'll end up with dozens of character styles, and I want to just be able to skim and find what I need without having to scroll. So this is a very useful thing to have in your pocket as you go forward using the tool. Now, sometimes you may be in the zone and you forget just on sight which panel it is that you need to get a certain task done. Like I said, in the past, InDesign gives you many ways to proverbially skin the cat. I'm a cat fan, so I really have no intention of skinning a cat. What you can do when you're not sure what panel it is, or what icon is representative of the panel that you need, you can go over here and check the window option. And apologize, you can't see that on the video screen recording that we're doing, but I'm clicking on the window menu item, and what I see, these are all the different panels that are available to me. So say, for example, I wanted to work with my character. I know that I deal with type. I want to change my leading or do what have you. I go into the type menu and I select character, boom, and the character panel appears. And I'm going to drag it over here, and it snaps to the toolbar, and I can also depress it and move it over. Another feature that is covered in this chapter too is that you can manipulate the width of your panels so that they actually give you the names of the toolbars. That one defaulted to reading the names of the panels, but as you can see, we can snap it down to just being the buttons. Once you're comfortable with what those symbols mean, I would advise just keep the toolbar slim, but if you'd like, you can stretch it out so you can see the panel names, and the same goes for up here, so you can see what all of these actually represent, okay? So now what I want to do is reset the workspace back to how it originally appeared. So I'm going up to my Essentials menu, and I'm going to hit Reset Essentials. So now what I want to do is create a bunch of clutter on the workspace and drag some things over here. Let's just make a mess of the Illustrator sandbox, shall we say. Whole bunch of clutter to distract us. And show options. Let's bring that very large. So sometimes I'll be working and I just want to get a nice clean look at my artwork. So say for example I type something in the space. I'll just type my name. That's the easiest thing to remember. Tisha. And I'm going to increase the font size. And you know, after a while when working with this image, it gets cluttered up by all these tabs. One thing that you can do, you may want to keep your workspace arranged as you have it. Merely by pressing the tab key, I can remove the appearance of all of these tools and just get a very quick, pure look at my artwork. Isn't that fabulous? It's something that I often stumble upon by accident. I'm like, oh, I always forget I can use the tab key to hide those things. But I'm merely pressing the tab key, and there you have it.